Hey everybody, it's your Uncle Bear. So let's talk about automated transmissions, however you want to say it. So, as many of you know, a couple months ago, the engine on my last truck took a dive on me, and what the local prices for overhauls and remand engines. I made a deal with a dealer down in Omaha, and got this. It's a 2022 625 LT International LT with an X15 and a 12-speed Endurant. Which, don't get me wrong, it doesn't matter what the brand is, or of the transmission or anything. But this is the first automatic I've ever owned, and I figured when I got it, I figured I'm gonna give my clutch knee a rest, because I run down through Texas on I-35 a lot, and if you know, it's constant traffic and constant traffic jams. And anyway, so I decided to give my clutch knee a rest, and also get some better fuel mileage, which I do. I get 6.8 to 7.1 miles a gallon, which to me, my last truck I was getting 5.5. So yeah. Anyways, here's my thing. All right, had something happen last week, day before Memorial Day, tooling down the road, and all of a sudden, lights on the dash came on, one of them being shut down transmission immediately, and it puts me into neutral. Luckily, I was right next to an off ramp, so I coasted off the off ramp and went to the shoulder of the off ramp, and I tried to put it back in drive, wouldn't go. Called a couple buddies of mine, because nobody's open on Sundays anymore. Yeah, they didn't know. They didn't have automatic transmissions, right? So I shut the truck off for a couple minutes, cycled the key, then started it up, put it in drive, and it went. So I pulled into the truck stop, did a little research online, couldn't really find anything that would tell me anything. I decided to just go ahead and take a chance, and I left with it like that. A driver that comes to the place I load at a lot waving at me. Anyways, so I went down the road with it like that. This was Sunday. I didn't have another problem with it until Thursday. Coming up through Oklahoma on 69, pulled up to a stoplight in one of the small towns there, and did it again. Well, obviously I didn't have a couple minutes to shut it down. So anyway, I did shut it down for a couple seconds, stopped, I cycled the key, fired it up. I haven't had a problem since. I delivered in Iowa, over by Waterloo, on Friday evening. I took it to Sioux City International on Saturday morning. He said his transmission guys weren't there, but he said the diagnostics, it gave me, it gave him what I had off of my ELD, but he said I'm thinking it's something more internal, that they'll have to find. So anyway, I'm taking a little time off this week anyway, because my stepdaughter's getting married, but I'm just running a couple short ones Monday and Tuesday, and then I'm going to drop it off and see what they find out. I'm thinking that it's got to be something like a loose wire, because it went 5 days with nothing. And it still hasn't done anything since it happened in Oklahoma. So I don't know. But here's my thoughts on it. And I was discussing this with my wife. What if that had happened halfway down 4th of July Pass, or Lookout Pass, or something, or Snoqualmie? What if it happened halfway down a mountain pass? Of course, my wife, use your Jake brake. Well, no, Jake brake doesn't do any good if it's in neutral. All that does is slow down the engine, and the engine's already slowed down because it's just idling at that point. And you don't have, unlike a manual transmission, you don't have the transmission to help slow you down either. You know, the transmission will hold you back a little bit. All you have is your brakes, your foot brake. That's it. That's all you got. And if you're halfway down, it's already probably a little bit, your brakes are already a little bit warm. Are they going to make it? Are they in neutral, mind you? Are you going to make it to the bottom? Are you going to be able to stop it, get it to the shoulder to where you can start it up and get it to go into gear again? That's awfully dangerous. That's a big freaking gamble, and it's got me really thinking that I'm not gonna be having this automatic transmission. I think this is gonna be the last automatic transmission I own for that reason, because that, to me, that's a, you know, for a society hell bent on truck safety, which I get. Don't get me wrong, I get it, but that's not safe. That's not safe. A truck that goes into neutral and you can't put it back, you know. Like I say, I'm hoping it's just a loose wire or something, but if it's something inside the transmission that just went bad, and there you go, you know. Yeah, I'm not going to risk that happening. And, you know, if I buy more trucks and put drivers in them, I'm sure I'm not going to risk my drivers' lives, and I'm not going to risk the general public's lives. I mean, you know, you could wipe out a lot of people with a truck racing down a hill, you know. I've never taken one of those escape ramps, and I don't plan on it, you know, and I'm sure not going to do it over something stupid like that. So let me know what your thoughts are. Let me, you know, has this happened to you in your automatic, with your automatic transmission? Let me know. Let me know what it was. Put my mind at ease. I'm hoping I don't need a new clutch. I actually had the international dealer in Sioux Falls and called them the other day, and that's immediately where the service manager went. Sounds like you need a new clutch. I said, I thought, wow, without even putting it on the diagnostics, he's already got me getting a new clutch. Really? No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So, you know, like I say, it went 5 days without any issues. Now it's gone. You know, I made it all the way to Sioux City and back home, and another 100 miles north of that, and yeah, still no issue. So I don't know. We'll see. Be safe out there, everybody. Talk soon.